Hello, Edward. My name is Sean Everett. I am the website analysis expert over at Zucore Marketing. Thank you so much for talking with Eric. He sent your website over to me for analysis, and here is that analysis. Now, first thing I will tell you is that I notice you have a beautiful website, and that is wholly an opinion on my part because I'm not really here for the aesthetics part of it. But I can tell that you guys paid a lot of money to have a beautiful website, and that is great for one thing. Once people get here, they are going to be interested in clicking and finding their way into your site. That is really useful. Now, I'm going to tell you that what is in your site, however, is going to determine whether or not people come to it. Now, that is kind of a weird claim, I'm sure, but it's true. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm going to tell you that your site is underperforming for the amount of money that you put into this thing and the amount of hope you had that this was going to bring you customers and money. It is underperforming. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this. I go and I use this paid tool. It's called Ahrefs. It shows me the metrics of your site, and it shows me how your site has been performing. I can tell you because of this that you had 15 clicks last month as a result of Google searches. That's down 2 from the month before. That is not enough clicks from a Google search. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I went and I did a Google search for Denver, Colorado remodelers. After I did that, and here's what I found, and I'm going to need to explain a little bit about how the Google algorithm works. Now, the Google algorithm was developed by Google so it would give its customers what they call the most relevant results. Now, relevancy to you and me is different than it is to them. I would want a remodeler that has a good work ethic and good materials and ends up with a good product. The Google algorithm wants a company that has a good website according to its own definition. So you tell me which one you would rather have. Now, the first thing you're going to find on a Google search is this. These are the sponsored ones. Those are folks who have paid to be there. The next thing you're going to find underneath them is what we call the map pack. The number one here is also sponsored. These folks did something that the folks below them did not do, and that is fill out a Google business profile. Now, the Google business profile is kind of a little perk that Google will give you for being part of their family to put you up here in the map pack. But a lot of other people have done it and not done it as well. You have to be very thorough when you do it. So it takes some expertise and some experience to make sure it gets done right, because the end result needs to be up here at the top. Being at the top of a Google search has a monetary value. Now, the other two things that the algorithm is looking for, I will get to as we go. Now, this is kind of an odd one for me because I had to go through a lot of lists before I found an actual remodeler. Angie's List, Team Dave Logan, Best Remodelers, Contractors, Better Business Bureau, Home Advisors, Classic Homeworks. Finally, an actual remodeler themselves. Now, I will have to point out that I did not find you in that scroll down. And that's not good for you because most people don't scroll beyond the related searches. So I'm going to tell you that these folks here, Classic Homeworks, I'm going to refer to them as your Google competitor. Now, here is their website. It is a nice website. Also, again, I'm not much interested in that. I'm going to do something right off the bat and tell you why I'm doing it. I'm going to cut and paste this into this word counter. And the reason that I'm doing that is because Google likes content. Content seems to be the word of the hour because that's what people on TikTok make. But the reason that Google likes content is they want people, once they get to the site that they have referred them to be able to get information and learning about whatever it was that they were Googling. Now, you have 414 words, so you beat them pretty well in the word category. But I will tell you this, that even as much as you beat them by, Google wants 1,500 words on their homepage. And that is because, like I said before, they want their customers to find information when they get there. And they have determined that 1,500 words is a minimum number of words in order for you to be eligible, if you will, or worthy enough to be in their search results, sort of automatically. So getting your word count up to 1,500 would be very good for you, but all words are not equal. I'm going to show you what I mean. Here are your keywords. On your website, you have 28 keywords. Keywords are the words that exist in your industry already. They also exist in your community because it could be communities around you, and they also exist in Google searches to find you. Now, I'm going to tell you what I mean. When somebody comes and they do a search that you guys come up in, Classic Homeworks, for instance, what they come up in, they could come up in a number of different searches. Google takes all of those different searches into account, and it makes those the keywords. Anything that appears the most often in these millions of searches that get done becomes keyword number one. And this is all in your industry because it's just using folks who come up under remodelers. Then the second most becomes keywords number two, and so on and so on. Now, these keywords are actually little key phrases, as you will see. Now, you had 28 keywords, and Classic Home had 131. So they win in this particular little battle of the feet race. Now, I'm going to show you what their keywords are. Home renovation Denver. Home renovation Denver. Oh, I see. Here we go. A misspelling that apparently is pretty prolific. Devner. People apparently make that mistake quite enough because it is the number one keyword. What do you know about that? Now, renovation Denver, home renovator Denver, home remodeler Denver. And I would have to point out here that remodeling and remodelers, you and I know that they're the same. The algorithm does not. It is looking for specific words. It does not know that contractors is not the same as contractor. So singulars and plurals. It does not know the difference. It's just looking for the words. Now, this seems to, oh, here we go. Pop top house. I don't know what that means, but you might. Pop top addition sounds like some sort of thing that you guys would know about that I don't because I'm not in your industry. But these are sort of examples of what their keywords are. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is backlinks. Backlinks is where you appear on somebody else's site and there is a link back to you. Now, the reason that that's important is because Google wants to know that you are being talked about by other people, essentially. So it's like the more people that talk about you, the more famous you are. That's the way Google thinks about it. Now, you have 13 backlinks. Classic Home has 437. You have some catching up to do. Here are their backlinks. Homestead.com, Yellowpages.com, Superpages.com, This Old House, Top Rated Local, Dex Knows. There's a whole bunch more. Fine Home Building, that's a good one. You want anything that is 70 or above to be your backlinks. Any of these down here are worthless. Nobody goes to Firmania.com to find their remodeler in Denver. And apparently the same is true of Zmaps.net. I've never heard of those, so I'm just assuming that nobody goes to them for much of anything. You don't want to have your backlinks down here in the 40s or here on page 3 where they're probably 0.1 or even 0. So you need to get more and better backlinks than your competitor. Now here's where the rubber hits the road, and that is, I told you already, you had only 15 clicks as a result of a Google search, and that is how most people find you. So you want to get that number up, and the way to do that is by getting higher in the search results. And since Classic Homeworks was number one remodeler, they had 297 clicks as opposed to your 7 or 15. So you can see that that is quite a difference, and that means they had that much more opportunity to get an estimate request, that much more opportunity to get a potential customer, and that much more opportunity to put money in their pocket. Now, I'm not telling you that every single one of these 297 clicks turned into a customer. That is not the way it works. But the odds are better the more clicks you have. That's just the bottom line there. Now, I am going to tell you that all the things that I've told you to do are things you could do yourself. It's not brain surgery, but it is laborious. It is time consuming, and it requires a lot of research. Now, I'm going to assume that you want to spend more time making beautiful craftsman-built homes, and that is what you should be doing as opposed to digging around in the belly of your website. And for that, I hope you will give Eric a call because he would be happy to guide you through the next steps. I hope what I've told you today makes sense and that it will help you get your website, whoever you use, but we hope it's Eric. And thank you so much for watching, and you have a great rest of your day.